Welcome to the Landsat 177, and in this episode, as you can see, we are at an outdoor location, and today we are at the headquarters of the Sugar Research Institute of Fiji, and in a while we will be visiting the facility here. But before that, the Chief Executive Officer of SRIF, Dr. Vinesh Kumar, is with me. Mr. Kumar, thank you very much for speaking with me. First question, let me ask you, why is SRIF important to the sugar industry?
Thank you, Anish, and welcome to Sugar Research Institute of Fiji headquarters. First of all, Sugar Research Institute of Fiji, it was formed through the Act of Parliament in 2005. Why it is important? This is the science arm of the sugar industry. It brings in innovation, it brings in new technologies, it does research, it provides the sugar industry that science to increase productivity, efficiency, as well as seeing how we could remain competitive, as well as maintaining economic sustainability in the sugar industry.
They say sugar industry is going down, the crop is going down, but SRIF is doing all it can at this point in time. Are you not threatened by the downside in the sugar industry?
Okay, we take historically that sugar industry has been the backbone of the industry, and putting science into it, we have seen, and we would say, one of the resilient crops that Fiji ever had, we still believe in economic terms and in terms of bringing in money, is sugarcane plant. So definitely, we may be taken aback by the production, but when you look at the plant itself, it's a very resilient crop. If you look at the industry itself, in terms of investment to grow the crop, the farmers are they know the industry well in terms of the economic practices, in terms of market, the market is there. And as well as, if you look at the climate changes coming in, at Sugar Research, we are making sure that we provide those solutions for our farmers to maintain the productivity as well as efficiency in the industry.
So what is the funding model for SRIF? Where do you get your funds from to operate?
We got a three-pronged funding. One is definitely from the government, the other one is from the miller, that is FSC, and the third one is from the growers. And we also rely a little bit on the donors, as well as we have got a small commercial arm where do research for the other sort of sectors as well. Like Water Authority, we do some testings. We also do testings for industries like the poultry industry. We also do we are doing some work with overseas-based companies who intend to test their products in the sugar industry.
A lot of research is done here, I understand. Why is SRIF, or why should SRIF be remembered for the research it does, and what type of research do you do here?
Firstly, all the 19 commercial varieties that you have in the sugar industry, it's released by SRIF. The other thing is the fertilizer application in the sugar industry, the recommended fertilizer doses as well as the types of fertilizers. It has to, and the way the master award as well as the way the industry is set up, we provide that advisory as well as the recommendations. So sugar industry heavily depends on this, and the kind of research we do here in the SRIF. First, as I said, the plant side of things, we do plant breeding. The other side is plant protection. We do pest and disease screening. We do number of activities where we make sure that production is not lost through pest and diseases. We also have got a farm management unit. This is a crop management unit which looks at the agronomic practices. We look at the best practices in terms of growing your crops. And the third one is the technology transfer. So once we have developed this technology or innovation, there's a team that takes it down to the farmers as well as the industry, which is the extension officers in FSC, could be farmers or other industries as well. We are not limited only in the sugar industry. We work hand in hand with other industries as well. For example, we work with agriculture department. We work with the health department in terms of making sure that our farmers remain healthy. We also work with Water Authority, making sure that farmers who are operating near catchments, are toiling the soil near rivers where water is being extracted, those waters remain pollution free.
Can you tell me when does FSC or South Pacific Fertilizers come to you for help? Do they come knocking on your door?
Yes. South Pacific Fertilizers, we work hand in hand in terms of making sure that the farmers, when they receive a fertilizer, or any blend of fertilizer or any fertilizer, it is based on the soil conditions in which they are planting. So SPF comes to us in terms of developing blends for fertilizer. If there is a import of a new fertilizer or a new nutrient or something, definitely we work with them in terms of seeing its impacts on the sugarcane industry. At present, we are running a number of trials with SPF as well as the fertilizers they supply, and seeing if these fertilizers, the blends are over the years, because these blends were developed about 40 years ago. So we're seeing if they are still applicable. We also work with SPF. They are also suppliers for weedicides and pesticides as well. So we work in seeing new molecules of fertilizers, new molecules of weedicides or herbicides that have been brought in. We are currently testing to see their efficacy. We are testing to see their impact on the sugarcane plants as well as the weeds or the targeted weeds that they are intended for.
Recently, or last year at the sugar stakeholders, it was the concerns were raised via entities like SRIF, Growers Council, South Pacific Fertilizers working in their own ambit and not collaborating. Do you think that's a legitimate concern?
Yes, it's a legitimate concern. Here at SRIP, we still believe, as we see in the public arena, there's a lot of things, a lot of talks about sugar industry, and it is very important for the sugar industry stakeholders to work together, hand in hand. For example, you said Growers Council. We work very closely with the Growers Council. We want to make sure that our farmers, they get the best services. If they have got challenges in pest, disease or weeds or anything, definitely we should address it. Even the miller, the quality of cane that comes to the mills, we want to make sure that best quality of the cane arrives at the sugar mill. When we look at SPF, we want to make sure that farmers get the best fertilizers, the fertilizers are applied at the right time, or in the same essence, if there is opportunities for better fertilizers or better blend of fertilizers, we definitely want to work with the things. So as you said earlier on, I definitely agree with the fact that we have to work in collaboration. And if you want to address the challenge that the industry has to work, we have to work as a team.
As somebody who has been in agriculture and a career civil servant, what do you see happening in the next 10 years in the sugar industry? Is it going to go up, or are we just hugging on an old horse?
Thank you. Anish, coming from agriculture as well as having been a farmer, I'm currently a sugarcane farmer as well. As I said earlier on, this is a very resilient crop. The climate is right. We have got climate change. Climate is right. Farmers are aware of the crop. They know the management practices. Market is there. The only challenge we have at present, and we all know, is labor, aging farmers, and the economies of scale. The challenge we have when we say economies of, they're very small holder farmers, so the cost of production is quite high. In the same essence, the younger generation, it's difficult to attract them. So, going back to zooming into your question, the industry, we have to have a little bit of a better model now, which is whereby we are saying the commercial essence has to kick in. We have to make sure the farming entities are larger now. We have to heavily mechanize our industry, and that is the reason we are working hand in hand with the Ministry of Sugar, with our Honorable Minister, as well as FSC and Growers Council, or the growers, in making sure we bring in cutting-edge science as well as technologies that are innovative, which could complement with the traditional technology in addressing challenges like labor shortage, issues like weeding, manual weeding. So few areas that you must have seen. Harvesting, there's a lot of mechanical harvesters that come in. At present, government has been providing grants for farmers to get in mechanical fertilizer applicators. At present, we are working very closely with the industry, especially the government, in terms of bringing in drones to use in cane fields to apply weedicides. So these are some of the innovative ways we are working on. But again, the fact remains same. What we were doing about 20 years ago, definitely we have to start working and modernize the way we were operating, innovate. We have to go with the climate change that is occurring. So the varieties that you have been, we would say stick on. I think it's time for us to let go of some of the varieties, because over the years, because of number of reasons, it's nutrient depletion, whatever, but climate has changed. So that is the reason we are introducing new varieties, or there are 19 varieties, and some of these varieties have attributes. For example, varieties like Galoa, they could do well in saline conditions. But if you grow Mana in that condition, it's difficult. It doesn't won't give you the same production.